What's up, guys? It's your girl, Angel Marie from All the Above, and I am joined here today with musician Mike Waters in the building.
Y'all. That's good.
How are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
You know, I'm doing great. I can't complain. How have you been? How was your weekend?
Active. So we had a show Saturday night at Blue South in Lansdowne. Shout out to Monique Wilson, my lovely little lady over there. That's our first residency of the year.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And packed crowd again. This is our second show, actually. We had one last weekend as well, but very fun. Gained some new fans and got the crowd going. So I was happy about that.
So you had a good weekend,
We had a great weekend. And then we praised the Lord Sunday.
Hallelujah.
So that's,
That's right.
gotta get that in.
That's right. Yeah, so you ready to get into this interview?
Absolutely.
So first and foremost, what inspired you to pursue a career in music?
So my father used to play piano as well. I gravitated immediately to the piano at, I believe, 7 years old.
Oh, wow.
And immediately my mom and dad saw I was picking out the notes accurately and put me in piano lessons. So I've been playing since I was 8. And I listened to a lot of Usher and Michael Jackson growing up. And immediately I said, okay, yeah, this is what I want to do. So we got to figure out how to get better.
Yes. So did you and your dad ever play together or have like little lessons in the house or something?
So I would just sit at his feet a lot as a kid because he has like an amazing ear. So he, come to find out, as a kid, he used to play and sing and write songs as well.
Oh, so it's in your blood.
So I was like, I definitely got it, honestly. But I usually just used to listen to him a lot, just absorb whatever I could see as a kid. And then once I got into lessons, my teacher was on me. And I realized, like, at a young age, when people see a gift, like a natural gift, it's very fortunate to have people that actually want to invest the time and not just the money into you, but like actually seeing where it can go. So that
you can feel the
lot.
difference.
100%. And some church mentors. The minister of music as a kid, he was full of soul. That man would have me at the piano with him during service frequently and just watching. So I'm like, you know what? I absorbed a lot of that too. And he showed me the way in terms of improvisation, my introduction to jazz and gospel. So I was like, forever in debt for that. Yeah.
I love that. And speaking of, saying your introduction to jazz and gospel, how would you describe your sound to someone who's just hearing you for the first time?
So my sound is very warm. I like to think of it as like hopeful, as well as like just kind of like a nurturing hug. Because I realize like a lot of who I am is directly in the music. So like my lyrics are very reflective of like hopeful romantics. Yes. So that's another thing I think about. And a lot of who I listen to is very reflective of my music. I'm a very deep Usher person. Listen to a lot of Jaheim growing up.
Okay. Haven't heard no one mention him in a while.
Yeah, I like vocalists. So like, even though he could sing, his tone was unique. He wasn't like everyone else in the 2000s. So like a lot of his harmonies and a lot of how his direction with music was very different. But then I also like the Usher sound because Usher was like your natural sappy musician. Like he gonna serenade you. He gonna get down on that floor. He gonna take that shirt off. He gonna do all that. So I realized like I wanted to try to blend people who embodied like the blues, not just the rhythm of R&B. And then you got your John Legends, you got your Stevie Wonders, your Alicias. So I'm a mixed bag. I like a little bit of everything.
I'm saying you got a lot in that pot. I can dig it. I can dig it. Now, speaking of the fact that you're a musician, so you do a lot of different things. You play instruments, you sing. So what would you say is different about expressing yourself vocally versus through instruments like the piano? What's different about that?
I think on the piano, I gravitated to that first. So hearing chords, hearing melodies, hearing harmonies, there's a different level of like interpretation for me. So like the way I like to describe it is piano reminds me of colors, whereas singing, I see more like imagery. So like I'll see like concepts when I sing, versus with piano, I like to like think of it as like a water painting.
Ooh.
So that's
Come on, analysis.
It's like a very piano to me is deeper. I can go a lot more places with piano. Singing, I feel like I have to utilize like my writing to get there sometimes. And I like listening to singing more than I do like actually singing. So a lot of times, like when I'm playing piano, if I'm working with artists, I want to see how I can fit their mold and trying to like add to what their vision is, versus with singing for me, a lot of times I have to figure out what story I'm trying to tell. Whereas with other people playing, I can just figure that out like that.
So you're just bigger on the collaboration side.
Yeah.
You seem like you thrive more.
I try to be an assistant as well as an asset. So not just one or the other. So like if I'm going to put my hand on something, one, it's about building trust with other musicians. So whether that's a singer, a bass player, whatever the case may be, I got to know how they operate so I can fit what they're trying to do instead of me trying to take over anything.
I love that. You actually study them and do your research.
You gotta listen. That's really what it is. You gotta
have
listen.
the ear for it. But we have to get into your music. Although it's funny that you was just talking about how you're more into the piano side than singing. We're gonna make you talk about singing. Can you tell us about your song? You Got It Right?
So You Got It Right is actually the last song on an upcoming album coming out. And this song is meant to really demonstrate the hope of love, not giving up, and honestly demonstrating more of like a protection of the heart. So like we've all been in relationships where we have situations of trying to understand people, but we often, particularly as men, we want to fix a problem because that's just how we're wired. But what I've learned in my dating experience is that you can kind of talk to guide someone to addressing something that they're avoiding. So like it requires a lot more empathy and listening than it does us actually talking. And what I've learned is like, You Got It Right is supposed to be like, dang, I done tried all these relationships. I done been in the situationships. I done been the sneaky link. I done tried to be all these things. And now it's like, okay, that one person you finally find that's willing to accept you and not judge who you've been, but to actually meet you where you are. And also to just demonstrate like a fulfillment. Yeah. So it's like, man, you finally got it right. Like this the person that's actually here to be here and not just expect transaction from you. So that's what You Got It Right's about.
I like that. That's actually deeper than I thought. Come on now.